Brazil. Green flag waves. Here we go.
300 laps around here. Get busy.
Oh, there's Scheckter very high. They said he couldn't run the high line. He was trying it.
And we have a yellow already as a car has spun. And that's Jacques Lazier over in turn number 2.
Not what Greg Beck and 3G wanted.
Jacques, a former pole sitter here at the Richmond International Raceway. What happened?
Well, he starts at the back of the field, and he is near another car. It just steps out. They've had trouble with this car all weekend. He's a guy who sat on the pole, and he's won races at other locations. And look, he's all by himself. He has clean air.
Yeah, and this is running into turn 1 right there by himself.
Just turns around, and when your balance is not right, that's what happens.
Let's hope we can get some green flag racing here.
And Mario better get pretty busy getting out of pit road there. That green's out and the boys are coming.
Thomas Scheckter again trying the high side as well, and he gets passed by Marco Andretti.
And there he is, yep, coming off of turn 2, and he was still rolling off of 2. So usually the problem spot there is the track falls away as you get closer to the exit, but he was already coming around as he's putting the power down, coming off of 2.
He had that same issue, and let's listen first.
Power, now you're thinking power.
Yeah. And Robbie, you had talked about the 2 key areas on the racetrack were when you lose the banking. When you go from the 14 degrees to where it flattens. Franchitti with a 6.5, the quickest on pit road. Nice job.
Kanaan picks up 5 positions and moves up to 6th.
Green flag racing, Bob Jiggins. Let's get it going. The bull ring is back.
And you see Kanaan go on the outside of Graham Rahal. And now high, we've got Dario Franchitti going by Danica.
Boy, he did go by Danica, but big wiggle from Danica. She tried to hold off Dario Franchitti. All right, he drops down to the apron of the racetrack and enters the pit lane. And Lindy, he's coming toward you. Hideki Muto gives up the lead. Just left pit lane.
Ooh, got high. The same sort of, we saw that earlier.
But how he got high, though, it looked as though he rushed up on Carpenter too quick. Didn't just the closing rake there and had to go high. He wasn't trying to pass him up high. He closed too quick. Look who's coming down, boys.
Yep.
Race leader. He obviously didn't have enough fuel. Robbie.
That appears to be the case with Dario Franchitti. They were set up. They had the tires out, ready to throw 4 new set of Firestone Firehogs on. You see the little splash and go. It was a necessity. They were running out of gas. He needed to come in, just a little splash, but they have 4 tires here ready to put on.
Looks like Scott Dixon also does not have enough fuel to make it. Again, this will be just a quick one, Robbie.
Pitch must be open.
Look at it. Scott Dixon again. Dario Franchitti had to come in. Now he pulls in just in front of his teammates. Scott Dixon moves out. Dario Franchitti was talking about he was loose coming out of the turn. Did not see a wing adjustment at all, but he took those 4 tires.
We're back to green.
And Kanaan, the 4th one back there, he shot right by Marias, right on that restart.
He knows he has to make up ground. Graham Rahal, he had quite a moment earlier on when he was rubbing tires there with Marco Andretti. Smoke, a wiggle, but he stayed with it.
Oh, we got a caution. Elio's in the fence. Wow, also on the backstretch.
Well, now the leaders, those who haven't pitted, are going to get another bonus.
Yep.
Wow.
And Scheckter didn't say, Elio, you don't want to be up here where I am. And Elio didn't get that message. But Scheckter must have hit the brushed
Could have
up
been something on the track or whatever.
I don't.
Wow.
The green flag waves.
There you had Matos looking down the inside of Wilson just to, you know, again, you got to take advantage of the restarts if you're going to capitalize on something, and he did.
White flag is waving for Scott Dixon. Less than 3/4 of a mile to go.
Ganassi domination. That's what we've seen here at Richmond.
Off the 4th corner, here's the checkered flag. Scott Dixon wins.
Way to go, Scott. Great job tonight, man. You won it for us. Well done.